What if I told you that on a perfectly ordinary Tuesday morning in 1977, something impossible happened? Something that, to this day, the government has never fully explained. A signal detected from space, aimed directly at Earth. And the astronomer who found it, he circled it in red ink, wrote down 2 letters, and never stopped wondering if we'd just received the most important message in human history. Welcome back to the Cosmos Vault. This is that story. For the last 75 years, humanity has been asking the same desperate question. Are we alone? We've built massive radio telescopes. We've sent golden records into the void. We've spent billions scanning the cosmos for any sign of intelligent life. But what if the answer came not from a Hollywood blockbuster, not from a government announcement, but from a small observatory in Ohio, on an ordinary afternoon? What if someone actually found it, and the world almost completely missed it? Today, we're exploring one of the most mind-bending mysteries in space history, the kind of mystery that makes you question everything you think you know about our place in the universe. Stay with me till the end, because the truth is stranger than fiction. Let's set the scene. August 15th, 1977. Somewhere outside of Delaware, Ohio, sits the Big Ear Radio Telescope. It's not glamorous. It's not the kind of equipment that makes headlines. But it's massive. 265 feet long, specifically designed to listen to the universe. Think of it like this. While most of America was watching Charlie's Angels on television, while kids were pumping quarters into arcade games, Jerry Ehman, a volunteer astronomer, was sitting in a small room analyzing paper printouts from this telescope. Just listening. Waiting. For years, the Big Ear had been part of something called the SETI program, the search for extraterrestrial intelligence. It was humanity's way of saying, if anyone's out there, we're listening. But here's the thing nobody realized. Someone or something might have been calling back. The telescope itself had no bells, no alarms, no dramatic notification system. Just a steady stream of data, printed on paper rolls, analyzed day after day, night after night. It was monotonous work, the kind of work where you see pattern after pattern. And 99% of them are just noise, just cosmic static. Jerry Ehman had no idea that on this particular evening, everything was about to change. Jerry was tired. It was late. He was reviewing printouts like he'd done thousands of times before. Column after column of numbers, letters, frequencies. The universal language of the cosmos reduced to symbols on paper. And then he saw it. In the narrowband channel, at a frequency of 1,420.4556 megahertz, almost exactly the frequency scientists had predicted an alien civilization would use. There was a spike. Not random. Not noise. Structured. Organized. The signal came from a position near the Chi Sagittarius star group, approximately 220 light-years away. Jerry's hand started shaking. He grabbed a red pen and circled the data. Then he wrote 2 letters. Wow. Just wow. That's what we call it today. The wow signal. Here's what made it so extraordinary. The signal only lasted 72 seconds. It appeared once. It never repeated. And by the time Jerry alerted his team, it was gone. Vanished. Like it had never existed at all. Imagine you're a detective, and someone slips you a photograph of a crime. Clear evidence. Undeniable proof. But when you try to show it to your partner, the photograph keeps fading, disappearing, and the only thing you have left is your word that you saw it. That's what Jerry Ehman had. A circled line on a printout. 2 letters written in red. and a signal that would haunt the scientific community for decades. Now here's where it gets weird. You'd think that the discovery of a possible alien signal would make headlines worldwide, right? Scientists detect extraterrestrial communication. Front page of every newspaper. Emergency meetings at the United Nations. But that's not what happened. Jerry Ehman reported his findings. The scientific community was cautious. See, in science, one signal doesn't equal proof. You need verification, repetition, peer review. You need someone else to see it too. But the signal never came back. The big ear kept scanning. Day after day, month after month, year after year. Nothing. Silence. As if whatever sent that message had logged off, closed the connection, and never tried again. Theories started spreading. Was the government suppressing the truth? Some people believed the signal was so profound, so terrifying, that authorities decided the public couldn't handle it. Imagine the chaos. If we knew we weren't alone, if we knew something was trying to reach us, how would civilization respond? Stock markets would crash, religions would shatter, the entire foundation of human society could crumble. But here's the counter-argument, and it's important. There's no evidence of a cover-up, no whistleblowers, no leaked documents. The Big Ear's data was public, the signal was documented. Jerry Ehman published his findings in peer-reviewed journals. So what was it? Some scientists suggested interference from human technology, maybe a stray radio transmission reflected off a satellite. Others thought it could have been a natural cosmic. But Jerry Ehman never fully accepted those explanations. And to this day, no one has ever satisfactorily explained what created that signal, including NASA, including the scientific establishment, including anyone on Earth. Let me ask you something. What if the wow signal was real, not a glitch? Not interference, not a reflection, but an actual, intentional message from an intelligent civilization light years away. Think about what that would mean. First, someone else is out there, right now, today. We're not unique. We're not the crown jewel of creation. Somewhere in the cosmos, another species developed technology, consciousness, the desire to reach out. Second, they were trying to contact us. They pointed a signal at our solar system, at Earth, deliberately, like knocking on our door. And maybe that's why the signal never came back. Think about it like this. Imagine you're trying to reach someone. You knock on their door. No answer. You knock again. Still nothing. At some point, you stop knocking. Maybe you assume they're not home. Maybe you assume they don't want to talk. Here's what's truly mind-bending. The signal came from 1977, which means if it was sent by an extraterrestrial civilization, that civilization sent it for a reason, with a purpose. They spent energy, resources. They aimed at our planet specifically. Were they explorers, curious about whether anything lived here? Were they sending an emergency distress call, hoping someone would hear? Were they scientists, cataloging inhabited worlds? We don't know, and we may never know. Because in 1998, the Big Ear was dismantled, demolished. The equipment that detected the wow signal was torn down and turned into a golf course. I'm not making this up. An actual golf course. Now, when people walk those fairways, they're standing on the exact spot where humanity almost received a message from the stars. And we'll never know what the rest of the message was supposed to be. But the search didn't end with the Big Ear. Today, scientists are still looking. Better equipment, smarter algorithms. The Allen Telescope Array in California, the FAST telescope in China, the Arecibo Observatory's successor in Puerto Rico. All listening, all waiting, all hoping for another signal. And here's what we've learned since 1977. The universe is incomprehensibly vast. We've discovered that there are more stars in the observable universe than there are grains of sand on every beach on Earth. Every single beach. And we've found thousands of exoplanets, thousands orbiting those stars, many in the habitable zone, places where, right now, life could be evolving, civilizations could be rising, aliens could be building their own radio telescopes. The probability that we're truly alone, statistically, it's essentially zero. So somewhere out there, another signal might be traveling toward us at this very moment. Launched 50 years ago, or 5,000 years ago, or 50,000 years ago. Moving through the cosmos at the speed of light, carrying a message we can't yet understand. And we're listening. The day aliens secretly touched our Earth might have been August 15th, 1977. Or it might be tomorrow, or next year, or centuries from now. But we know one thing for certain. We're not giving up. We're still here, still listening, still hoping. All right, before we wrap up, let me hit you with some absolutely insane facts that prove we're living in the wildest reality possible. Fact 1. The wow. Signal's frequency was no accident. The signal arrived at 1,420.4556 megahertz, a frequency called the hydrogen line, in 1960. A famous physicist named Francis Drake predicted that if aliens wanted to contact us, they'd use this exact frequency. Because hydrogen is the most abundant element in the universe, every advanced civilization would know about it. The WOW signal used it. Draw your own conclusions. Fact 2. We've only been listening for 70 years. The universe is 13.8 billion years old. We've been actively searching for signals for 70 years. That's like standing outside your house for 2 minutes and saying, "No one lives in this neighborhood." You barely scratched the surface. Fact 3. If aliens sent a signal right now, we might not see it. Our equipment only monitors certain frequencies, certain directions. It's like trying to hear a whisper in a thunderstorm while wearing headphones tuned to a specific station. We could be missing messages from 1,000 different civilizations right now, and we'd never know. Fact 4. The habitable zone discovery changed everything. 50 years ago, scientists thought Earth-like planets were rare, impossible to find. But in 1995, we discovered the first exoplanet. Then 10, then 100, then 1,000. Today, we estimate there are roughly 11 billion Earth-like planets in the habitable zone of stars in just our Milky Way galaxy alone. Billion. The WOW signal is still a mystery. Maybe it was aliens, maybe it wasn't. Maybe we'll never know. But what it did teach us is that the universe is listening, and so are we. Somewhere out there right now, another civilization might be looking up, wondering if anyone's listening to them. We might be closer to answering humanity's greatest question than we've ever been. If you found this story as mind-bending as I did, please hit that like button and subscribe to the Cosmos Vault. Drop a comment below. Do you think the WOW signal was real? And next time, we're diving into something even stranger. The Black Knight satellite. An object orbiting Earth that NASA says doesn't exist, but keeps photographing. See you then, Cosmic Explorers.